Oh! Texas Chainsaw, Ghostface, and other crazy characters you may just recognize. Today, we are breaking down and reacting to all of the most over-the-top medical scenes and grisly injuries from the survival horror game Dead by Daylight. Fair warning, very realistic graphics and lots of red stuff ahead. Let's dive right in. Oh! Whoa, whoa! Wait a minute, we're doing blunt trauma to the lumbar spine, getting that amount of trauma to your back. My back! People always say, oh, you got your kidneys in the back, like kidney punches. And then obviously you're gonna have destruction of the bones of the lower ribs as well as the spine, breaking off potential the spinous processes. And then obviously you have the top of your pelvis and you have your iliac crest that can actually fracture from blunt trauma like this. Oh no! Chainsaw injury, it looked like to the right flank. Obviously, I don't see that type of injury specifically, but we do see chainsaw injuries. Typically, it rips, catches, bounces all around. I've seen people who have hit themselves in the head, hit themselves on the arms and on the legs. You'll see basically destruction of the skin all the way down to the muscle tissues. Trying to repair that is actually pretty difficult. Ooh! Good defense in the sense of using your hand against the blade. A lot of people would just turn away, but using your hand, obviously it hurts like heck. Our hands are so sensitive. There's so many nerve endings. That's why we can actually like touch and feel things and know what's happening. Okay, we're always vulnerable in the neck because of the jugular vein and the carotid artery. If those are lacerated and you're not able to compress them down, you will lose a significant amount of blood. And if you lose 40 to 50% of your blood volume, roughly 5 to 6 pints of blood, you're gonna die. Oh! That almost looked like a machete. Machete. Kind of mid, soft area. Good graphics in the sense that the individual didn't die right away, obviously a couple seconds later. But the spleen is protected underneath the ribs. Mostly where you're gonna get is intestine. The descending colon occurs on that side as well as the sigmoid colon. You could have some small intestines and then your collecting system, meaning your kidney in the back and the ureter coming down. Oh, what is that? When I am at the hospital and I need to get a major central IV line, we're doing major blood infusions, you go to the neck or you actually go to the groin. Even here, your brachial artery is accessible. Typically, we go to the neck. Look at that neck! Because it's a cleaner area. So it does make sense in these games and in the shows that the bad people end up going to the neck. Oh! We actually have in medicine ECT, the type of therapy where you use energy to shock the system, so to speak, and reset the neural pathways. There's not much side effects to it. You can cause some amnesia. Where am I? Typically it returns. You'd use this in people who are bipolar, severely depressed, even schizophrenia. And it's been studied for a very, very long time. And there actually has been good data out there that shows that it has a lot of benefits. Obviously, if you're using too much energy for a too long period of time, then you're gonna fry the brain. Fries your brain like an egg. Or cause more long-term damage. Oh! Obviously, it takes a lot of strength to wield a big axe. Then you have a lot of weight behind that blunt object that has a little bit of sharpness to it. So you can cause a lot of damage in the sense of blunt trauma with some lacerations and possible fracturing of bones. If you get hit in the head, you're gonna have the initial trauma injuries to the face, but you could actually get intracranial bleeding, subdural hematomas, epidural hematomas, and subarachnoid bleeding. Freddy Krueger. Look at that glove. Oh! Big knives right through the back into the thorax. Probably pretty rusty. Definitely hitting the heart, lung, aorta. Big major traumas. Obviously, you have to be super strong to be able to do that with just your arm. This injury, I don't see in the emergency department. We'll see sometimes puncture wounds from different types of trauma. Unfortunately, it does happen. People do stab each other. We do full head-to-toe assessment, put tubes in where we need to. Tubes. And repair any place that needs to be repaired. What? Come on. Come on. Stop clowning around. We definitely see people who lose their digits. Typically, you can't attach these fingers back. Sometimes you can. If you can find the finger, one, stop the bleeding, wrap it up. Don't put directly on ice. Put ice in a bag of water or something like that. Make it like a water bath. Then wrap the finger in, say, a gauze, and then put that in the ice bag. Oh, forearm puncture. Oh, Achilles tendon. Wow. Forearm puncture wound, not too bad. It's going to be mostly soft tissue injury. Down to the ankle, Achilles tendon ruptures. You won't be able to push off because you basically have just decreased the attachment of your gastrocnemius as well as your soleus and won't be able to run away or walk. And then just destruction to the abdomen. We've actually will do an abdominal exploration surgery where they may need to do from the xiphoid, which is the bottom of the sternum, all the way down to the pubic bone to open somebody up in the case of an emergency. Oh, this is classic for the Scream mask. That's messed up. Getting hit in the back, you always worry about puncturing the lung, puncturing the heart on the posterior aspect. If you puncture the lung, it may collapse, so we actually put a tube on the side called a thoracostomy. If the heart is punctured, it could actually bleed within the mediastinum, which is in your chest cavity here, and cause a compression of the heart itself from all the blood that's leaking out. Oh, nasty. Oh, that's a Stranger Things looking guy.
The Demogorgon.
That's just mayhem and destruction. Surviving somebody who just eats your own head. Not something totally seen in the emergency department, but very cool. I'm a fan of Stranger Things. What? Oh, injection. Cool.
Cool.
One of the weapons is injecting some sort of nasty, maybe infection, parasite, microorganism that's moving fast in the body. In history, for real, people have tried to use different poisons. We see it in the news. Most of the time, there are different types of nerve agents that people are using. Sometimes there's ricin. There's a subspecialty within emergency medicine called toxicology. They study this all the time. Oh, this just creeps me out. That just creeps me out. Not cool.
Not cool.
Fractures of bones. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of blood that actually runs through the marrow. So when somebody fractures a bone, it actually bleeds a lot and swells a lot. Makes it difficult to reset. So if you actually have a bad injury, get to the hospital ASAP so we can actually reset it faster. The more it swells, the harder it is to get back in place. Ooh, Hellraiser. Oh my. Almost look like a modern day Iron Maiden device. Spikes and you're put in it and it impales your body. Obviously, all of that is going to cause bleeding. The bigger traumas are going to occur when you actually take them out. I always say don't pull things out when it comes to trauma, injuries, impaled objects. It depends how deep it is, what they've actually injured. If it injures a major blood vessel into an organ, you take that out, it's going to just bleed profusely. Holy cow. That was a lot. This was really intense. If you guys enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what your favorite scenes are or your favorite characters are. Definitely check out this playlist. Make sure you binge watch everything. And make sure you subscribe, turn those bell notifications on, and hit that like button for me. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.